Yeah, good evening, Nigeria. Good evening, Africa. Good evening, United Kingdom. Good evening, America. Good evening, Italy. Italy, good evening. Good evening, Netherlands. Good evening, Guyana. Good evening, Australia. Good evening, Austria. Good evening, Poland. Good evening, Ghana. Good evening, good evening, Jamaica. I'm just trying to remember uh those countries where my people are. I know that there are so many people that have not even indicated their country yet, but whatever happens, I say good evening to you wherever you are. Good evening, Togo. Good evening, Kenya. Good evening, South Africa. Good evening, Luxembourg. Good evening, Amsterdam. Good evening to everyone listening to me at this time. Good evening, good evening, good evening to you at this time. My name remains Ibiroke Olasunbo, popularly called Yeye Omigbemileke, across the Federation of Nigeria, across the continent of Africa, and across the globe of the world. I remain your friend, your mentor, your Olokun priestess, yes, your Orisha priestess, seated at the city of Iyami in Ota, Ogun State, part of Nigeria. Yes, today I am out again to share something very important with you. Something very, very important. As important as if you get it wrong, you may get it wrong in every aspect of life. Yes, it is very, very essential. In fact, I have been nursing it a long while to bring it up. It's not my next topic, but I have to skip it and bring it because I've not finished the topic on the Olokun's children. I've not finished that topic, but I need to really handle this because I see this syndrome in the life of a lot of people, mariners and non-mariners. Today I am talking to you on battlefield of the mind. Battlefield of the mind. Battlefield of the mind. And today you will permit me to travel into the Holy Scripture. You will permit me to travel into the Bible. I want to go into the Bible, pick something for you to be able to understand this topic very, very well. In Ephesians chapter 6, for those of you that read the Bible very well, me I can't remember the verse, so, but I know she be me around 23 or thereabout. Says, for the weapon of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imagination and every high thing that exalts themselves above the knowledge of God, bringing into captivity every thought. That is the wiring scheme of what I want to talk about today. I have met a lot of people online, on WhatsApp, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. Yes, a lot of people that have told me how they have suffered in life, how they have battled a particular thing, a particular battle, how they have run from pillar to post, how they have tried to get it right, and in spite of everything, in spite of going to see spiritualists in West Africa, in East Africa, in Yoruba land, in Ghana, everywhere, in spite of everything, they still do not get the result. What happened? Yes, this aspect is not particular to mariners alone. It is a worldwide thing. You see people moving up and down, some taking planes, some taking buses, some taking cars, some taking cycles, trying to find solution to certain things in their lives. And yet, in spite of all the spiritual experiences and exposures and humiliations and torture and sacrifices and rituals and everything, the trouble still continue to stare them in the face. What happened? Are we saying that all the spiritualists they are getting in touch with are fraud? Are we saying they are scams? Yeah, I have met a woman that the more I try to talk to her, the more she gave me reasons why the problem cannot be solved. It has gotten as bad as that. A lot of people are facing situation that is beyond their control. Having looked at that situation very well, what I notice is this: at the mind level, they lost the battle. The battle of life can be won and can be lost depending on your mindset. If in your mind you believe that you cannot get out, no amount of spiritual efforts will get you out. I take it again. If you believe that you cannot get out, no effort, no amount of bottles of olive oil, no amount of bottles of water, perfume that can get you out. What does this mean? It means that the mind has to be captured. Capture your mind. Capture your mind. That is why the Bible says, bringing every thought into the obedience. Let your thoughts be obedient to you. If you keep seeing yourself as a failure while they are working for you, giving you soap for you to be successful, my dear, you will not be successful. You will not. First and foremost, you have to sit down and conquer that battle within you. A lot of people have this mindset that I have spoken with this yeye, I have done with this NCYE, even I have related with one international babalawo, still everything is standstill. Let me tell you something clearly today: battle of the mind. Battle of the mind. If you lose the battle at your mind level, you cannot win it at the physical level. You cannot. If in your mind you believe that all spiritualists are scams, you will always meet scams and they will always scam you. If you believe that this cup of water and this glass of water in your hand, you are going to pray into it, you are going to get solution, it will be. The way some people handle their problems, you will look at them and you will wonder if they have become artists, because they have all kinds of brushes, all kinds of colors to paint the trouble. They will paint it white, paint it blue, paint it yellow, paint it green, paint it purple, such that even you that is a spiritualist will begin to wonder, where do you start from? The first and foremost thing in life before you can win is to address your mind. If you believe in your mind that you are the worst in your family and you don't change that orientation, you will have problem. You will be the worst. If you believe that you are the lowest income earner and that you cannot do anything good, my dear, my sister, my brother, it will be. One basic thing that you need to know is that in your mind, see yourself as a winner. You must get to a point in your life where you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, hey girl, I'm going to make it. Hey girl, the trouble is many, but I'm going to rise. Hey girl, they are fighting me, but I'm going to crush them. If you don't have that mentality, no amount of whatever is given to you will help you. The battle many people fight in life is not really with an enemy, is with themselves in their mind level. Battle of the mind. The mind is a battlefield. Once your mind is captured, you are captured. Once your mind is released, you are released. I remember many years ago, I had a fire incident. Everything burnt. Everything. About 18 rooms that I was using for my business, it was burnt down. A lot of radio stations, TV stations, reporters and all kinds of people were there. They were there to commiserate, to lament, to see. I was normally I was shocked and I was down. In fact, I actually collapsed at the site and I opened my eyes in the hospital. Right there in the hospital, at the point I sat down on the hospital bed and I told myself, I'm going to rise again. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I will rise again. That it came into my heart, and I told myself, this has happened. This is the worst. It was the worst because that apartment was still where I live with my kids. As a single mother then, it was there. I lived there with my kids. So you are talking of all my documents burnt. You are talking of all my credentials burnt. You are talking of all my traveling documents burnt. You are talking of all the paper registration, all the documents for the running of that school business burnt. You are talking of everything burnt, remaining only the clothes I was wearing. And that evening I was not even wearing bras. So all my bras were burnt. But right there in the hospital, while the world was joining me to cry, while the world was helping me to mourn, while the world was busy calculating the loss, while the world, the kids, the students, the pupils and the college students were busy crying, and I looked up, I looked down, I looked right, left, I didn't see anybody. I didn't know where I'm going to start from. I didn't know how it's going to happen. My kids, I had 2 kids at the university, 1 in the secondary school. How am I going to meet up with their demands? It was hard, but right there in the hospital, it came to my mind that I will rise again. I will make headway. I will succeed. This has happened. This is the worst. This is the lowest I can ever be, but I'm going to get up again. If I had given in and start telling myself that it is finished, then it will be finished. But I didn't agree. I learned that one woman said, "Otito." Yes, somebody told me that a particular woman, after looking at everything, said, "Otito." But they said "Otito." Me, I did not say "Otito." "Otito" means it is finished in my language. It did not finish. I rose again. Don't give up on your mind. If your mind is saying they have come again, tell your mind that they will go again. If your mind is saying you will fail again, tell your mind that you will succeed again. One thing about mind programming is that nobody can do it for you. You are the one that must realize that you have an issue. You have a wrong mindset and you need to reprogram. So you reprogram your mind. Yes, I agree, I've been a failure, but I'm not going to fail again. Yes, I agree that I've failed several times. Yes, but I'm not going to fail again. I know. I agree that it has not worked for me the way I wanted, but it will work for me. So you must have that kind of mentality. You must have it. You must be stubborn to your mind. Learn to reject negativity and embrace positivity. Bill Gates, they have a professorship, but in spite of, if I'm correct, in spite of being sent out of school, he still rose up to be employing professors all over the world. Don't give up on your destiny. Don't give up on your mind. Begin to reprogram your mind. So subsequently, I'm going to give you mind reprogramming weddings that you will look yourself in the mirror and say to yourself, If you lose the battle, if you allow them to capture you, if you allow them to capture your mind, they will destroy you. Don't allow them to capture your mind. And what do they use? One major weapon of the enemy is fear. Fear. Somebody said fear means false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. That is, fear is a mirage. You know, when you're traveling, you're traveling on the express, on the third road, as you are driving, it will be like you are seeing pools of water ahead, but by the time you get close there, no water. You move up again, you start seeing. That is what fear looks like. A lot of things that people fear are not real. A lot of things that you fear are things that are just programmed to taunt you. They are not genuine. Win the battle in your mind. Say, this is the last time I'm going to fight, I'm going to win. If you say it and you still fail, you still say it again. You have to be very, very stubborn. You have to hold the bulls by the horn. Don't give up. I have done my appeasement. I have prayed my egbe. I gave them this. They said they want ram. I gave them ram. And they said they want goat. I gave them goat. They want dog. I gave them dog. They want tortoise. I gave them tortoise. They want rat. I gave them rat. See, now nothing is working. And so what? If it is not working, you have just learned 1,000 ways of how not to do it. You will learn how to do it at the end of the day. I have bath this soap. I have bath that soap. I cannot bath soap anymore. All the soap that I bath, none of them work for me. And those ones did not work. Continue to bath. One will work. That is how it is. One of the things that the enemy fear most is courage. When a dog is pursuing you and suddenly you turn, the dog will be shocked that you turn. There is no way it will hurt a little. Now bend down and pack sand. You will see how the dog will turn back and run. And it is possible for you to be the one to run after the dog now. Pursue your pursuer. Destroy your destroyer. Yes. Pursue your pursuer. Destroy your destroyer. Crush your crusher. Don't give up. It's not time for depression. It's not time for suicide. It's not time for you to give up and say no way. Says you. A lot of people have been through hell than what you have been through, and they came out successfully. Start telling yourself you will come out successfully. If you lose the battle at your mind level, you cannot win it anywhere else. Win it. I mean, if you lose it at the mind level, you can't win it anywhere. Win it in your mind. When you are driving, tell yourself, call yourself by name. Ronke, you are going to succeed. You are going to make it. Things are very, very tough, but you are going to make headway. The finance is low, but it's going to be high someday soon. Someday soon. Surround yourself with positive people. If you are surrounded by people that are negative, if you are surrounded by people that are always pumping negatives into your mind, run away from them. Irrespective of who they are, they will destroy you, because they are already packing negative things into your mind. Let them go. And surround yourself with positive people. Surround yourself with people that will take you to destiny. Yes, stop watching films that bring fear. Start watching films that will make you to be strong. Stop playing videos that will scare you out. Stop playing videos that will energize you. Stop reading books that will make you to be afraid. Start reading books that are positive minded. So many books out there that you can read. You can read online. A lot of them are there. Feed your mind with what is positive. Get a bowl of water, look at it and tell the water kingdom they should favor you. Wake up in the morning and speak to the universe. Universe, I wake up today, you will favor me, you will bring me good things, you will fight my battles. I speak into the universe, bring my blessing, bring my glory. And before you know it, you will succeed.